They should have sold it with some seeds to a tree. Doesn't matter what kind of tree. It's like, authentic Groot seeds. Plant your own Groot. And then 20 years later, it's like, this is just a damn tree. You guys lied.
There's no Groot. He's not dancing. He didn't dance at all. This is ridiculous.
He doesn't even have a face.
Did you see Smash Up release something about having an iPod or an Apple version?
You mean like an app
Yeah.
version? That would be amazing to have an app version. That would be great. Because I, like on a monthly basis, I scour the Android Play Store for like Smash Up. And the only thing that exists is somebody made like a Smash Up Awesomizer where you can let it randomly pick your two factions. But it only has the basic one, Super Awesome 9000, and I think that's it. Like, it hasn't been updated in several months. And I'm like, I'm not paying $1.49 for this nonsense. But
I thought that I was reading through the rules, and I thought it said something about that it was available on iOS. Was I wrong about this?
I don't know.
Am I mistaken? I guess reach out to me. But I really thought that it was in there.
Yeah, I don't believe that they have a game version of it. I really wish they would, because I would play it constantly. Because they would still do, it's very much like Small World. I have Small World's app, and that's fun. And you can even with there's even more space for them to monetize things, because in the app you can purchase the expansions. You can buy the Cursed and the Great Women's expansion and things like that. So, there'd be a way for AEG to make that money. And I play the Star Realms app all the time.
Yeah, that's very surprising.
Yeah, it feels like a missed opportunity right now. I don't know, maybe logistically, is it hard to turn that into a game? I wouldn't think so, because again, Star Realms is a card-based game, and that plays on my phone pretty
Well, now hang on a second here. I'm looking at Smash Up Awesomizer on iOS.
Yep.
December 5th, 2014, an update.
Okay.
There's new screenshots. Choose expansions, Big Geeky Box, Monster Smash, Pretty Smash Up are all on there. So it looks like they've updated it to that extent.
So on iOS.
It's on iOS. It's $1.99. If you put in the promo code Geek Stuff, you'll still have to pay $1.99.
Right, but at least you throw it in there. So
yeah, they might see it.
Yeah,
there's a chance that they might. Probably not, though.
Probably not.
But yeah, no, I'm looking at it on my iPad, and it's a straightforward. It's a
companion, right?
This would be great for us, because this would allow us to, because we play randomized.
Yes,
we don't normally play. You get to choose whatever you want.
Right.
So, and then it looks like,
and it has a counter too, so you can keep victory points counting.
Yeah,
at least the Android one hasn't been updated since February of this year. So maybe if they just updated the iOS, hopefully an update will be coming soon for Android. But right now the Android one appears to be left for dead.
Man, here's my thing with Apple. Is I've an iPad, and then I've got an Android phone, and I'm much more of an advocate for Android.
Yeah.
One, because Maggie has an Android phone.
Yeah.
Two, because I don't like Apple.
Yep.
And three, because I feel that Android's purchases are less. They're just, for some reason, they're cheaper. Sure. I don't know what it is about that. But I don't want to spend $2 on an app that I'm going to use on my iPad, but I'm not going to be able to use it anywhere else.
Right.
Because I don't have an iPhone. I have iPod Touches, but I only use those for cocktail hours. I only use those for when I'm basically going to build a pre-made playlist, hook it up, and then be done with it. I don't have to worry about the mixing aspect of it. However, this looks very tempting. And if they just recently updated this, then I don't know, maybe we should reach out to them and just ask, hey, Smash Up Awesomizer from Lightwood Consultancy Ltd.
Mm-hmm.
Where the crap is the Android update?
Yeah,
showing all this love to Apple.
and then just say until they finally cave in. All right, we'll do the friggin' update. You said okay. That's fine.
I don't care. I'm still doing it. I'm still going to do it 3 or 4 more times.
Yes, I prepared my vocal cords to do weeks of this, so
I have to fulfill my obligations to my vocal cords. So we recorded with a couple fine folks.
Yeah.
And they gave us some gifts.
Yeah.
So after we were done recording, we did not know this, but we got done recording, and Eric, we were talking about Kickstarter and talking about some other stuff, and all of a sudden Eric pulls out this little bag, and he's like, "Hey, I don't even know if you guys want these, but I brought you some gifts." And I'll be very honest, my initial thought was, "Oh boy." He brought some old T-shirts, or he brought something
macrame, man. I'm telling you, macrame.
But they're the gifts. I'm going to be honest. They're the gifts that don't cost a whole lot of money.
Yep.
But you know that he actually thought about it when he got the gifts.
Absolutely.
What did you get, Tony?
I got a glass.
So did I.
From copyright on the back. Copyright 1980. I got a Burger King Empire Strikes Back glass with Darth Vader and Boba Fett and the killer droids, and on the back it's got a little Darth Vader bio and stuff, and it's in pretty darned good condition. I mean, I'd call it near mint, and it looks really cool, and you could tell that this is one of those things at Burger King, back in the day, you probably got it with any meal. You could buy it for $1.99 or whatever, but I'm confident there's probably a brisk trade in these online, but no, this is going to go on my desk. It's very cool, and it's definitely one of those things, like you said, that, someone knows something about you or heard something about you, or listened to you talking about something and then targeted something for you instead of just like, oh, we got to bring these guys some crap, or which we never expect gifts from. I mean, we've had multiple people on the show in the past, and obviously we'll continue to do so in the future. I'm glad that this sets a lovely trend for those future people, but no, all jokes aside, no, it's very, very nice and very cool. I'm looking forward to proudly displaying it. What's yours?
You gotta kind of give a little bit of a prelude onto. He pulled out the 2 glasses, and and I'm going off of Eric. I haven't done any research, but he said that he's pretty sure there was a set of 4, and it makes sense because, like on Tony's, there's Vader and Boba Fett. I'm pretty sure on. Because now it's starting to come back to me. I think on one of them, it was Luke and Leia.
Yeah.
And then there was Chewie and Han.
Okay.
And then there was R2-D2 and C-3PO.
Yep.
And what happened was, I forgot to shut the door. Tony's doing that now.
Carry on.
This is Tony and Jared's chat. We can be honest about what's going on.
It's either this or I'm going to lay up. I don't know. There's for those of you who don't know, there's in Jared's office here. There's a couch on its side, so I wouldn't lay down on it because essentially you just walk into it and then stop moving. I guess I'd be laying up. Yeah. I'm not sure. I kind of want to lay up on your couch.
Sure. So when he pulled out the 2 glasses, he set them next to each other, and one of them was Darth Vader and Boba Fett, and the other one, wow, it does sound a lot quieter in here. The other one was C-3PO and R2-D2. And Eric just said, you guys can choose whichever one you want. And without hesitation, Tony's like, I will take Vader.
Yoink.
And that left me with R2-D2. And, in all honesty, I'm okay with that. I actually really enjoy these 2. They've been in the most movies.
True. And there's a Tauntaun on there, too.
And there is a Tauntaun.
And one of those little, the Empire's, what they use on Hoth, the little droid.
Yeah, the spy droid or whatever. The floater guy who would, search around. You have another C-rank character that's on your glass, and I can't think of his name.
Yeah, I can't remember. It's the little fighter bot, the little skinny guy that with the long skinny head.
I think he was an assassin. He was one of the assassins that was in the lineup when Vader was talking to all the different assassins.
I think you're right, and I cannot remember his name obviously, but
Neil would know.
Neil. Oh, I thought you said Neil was his name. Like Neil.
Neil the robot.
Ever dangerous Neil.
So no, these are awesome. They just like what you said. These by no means were required, but I think these are, especially this time of the year. We're recording this just about a week or so before Christmas, and these are the cool gifts that really mean quite a bit to us because it doesn't take a lot of time, it doesn't take a lot of effort or work or money. It's just seeing something as simple as, hey, my mom was cleaning out a closet and she came across these, and I thought you guys would really enjoy them. And by golly, I'm putting it up on my desk too. That way, when people come in, we can have a little reminiscence about The Empire Strikes Back. Yeah.
It is truly the thought that counts here, which is really, really cool. So, speaking of your droids, though, nice, very nice. Speaking of your droids, have you watched any? I don't think we touched on this when we talked about our Star Wars show. Have you watched any of the new? There's a new CGI show on right now, a TV show on Star Wars Rebels. Have you seen any of this?
I have not. I don't have cable.
Okay.
So, and I think that's on Cartoon Network.
It's on Disney, actually.
It's on Disney?
Well, because Disney owns Star Wars now. Okay. But yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah, I've been watching them. I have them all on my DVR. I've only seen the first 2 episodes, but they're actually fairly entertaining. Aside from the fact that when I hear the main character talk, I cannot get Freddie Prinze Jr. out of my head, seeing his goofy little face, because it is Freddie Prinze Jr. But yeah, it's really cool. And in the first episode, a minor spoiler alert, there were some quote unquote guest stars, and it was R2-D2 and C-3PO. So it was kind of cool to see them on there. This takes place, I believe. The story takes place in between episodes 3 and 4.
Episodes 3 and 4. So
right.
it's
so it's after the Empire has started to organize seriously. After Palpatine has overthrown the Senate, has made the Republic into the Empire, and before the sequence of events in the classic original Star Wars: New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, before Han and Leia's time.
Well, I'll have to check it out then.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We just went through our DVDs and I totally forgot that we have all 6 Star Wars movies.
Cool.
And the 4, 5, and 6 are the ones that came out that have the original version plus the
special edition.
The special edition,
quote unquote special. Yeah.
The Lucas editions,
right? Where
he did minor tweaks. He did a few minor things to it, and that was about it. No, we were going through them, and I found them, and I think we're going to try to do like a Star Wars month, where once a week we're going to try to watch a different Star Wars.
That's a great idea.
So I can get caught back up, because I obviously was not anywhere near where you and Neil were in your expanded knowledge of all that is Star Wars and in between.
When you're ready, if you get to it before Christmas, obviously, when you're ready, I will let you borrow my DVD of the Star Wars Holiday Special that my brother-in-law gave to me. It's a bootleg copy.
Oh, my goodness. I've heard a lot about this.
It's phenomenal. It's phenomenally bad, but it is phenomenal just to watch it. It is the first appearance of Boba Fett. It came out before Empire. So when it was live on TV, it showed once live on TV, and in an animated sketch, one of the filler sketches, is the first appearance of Boba Fett. There's like a 15-minute segment where you're on Chewbacca's home planet of Kashyyyk, and he's talking about he's talking with his family about the Kashyykian tradition of Life Day, I think is what they call it. But the entire time, it was like 15 minutes long. All they're doing is roaring at each other in their little, it's literally the entire time. It's just, it's like it goes on for 15 minutes. And you're like, what is this?
I can't do that for 15 minutes. I cannot do that for 15 minutes.
It's highly entertaining. I believe Princess Leia sings a song. It's very random. I haven't watched it since last year. I need to get it out and watch it again. But it is truly a genre altering experience. And you're like, what? I mean, it was clearly like them giving into the hype machine. Be like, all right, we'll do what other way can we get Star Wars out in the general public? Because this was, at the time when it wasn't nearly as big as it was now. So do a holiday special, throw it on TV. Do the kitschy things that all the other specials do. Sing and dance and it's really random.
And it's just them. There's no Muppets. There's no...
I believe so. I don't think there's any Muppets. Well, maybe. I can't remember. Like I said, it's been... I watch about once a year, and then it really gets deleted out of my memory because it's pretty rough to get through. But it's entertaining for what it is.
We'll definitely watch it. Yeah. If nothing else, just to watch... Oh my gosh, I can't even... Are you going to try to take that to get Carrie Fisher to sign it at the Indiana Comic-Con?
I should. Technically it's contraband. So
Is it really?
It's not like it doesn't... It was so bad that I don't believe that they've produced it, officially licensed it since then. So this is like copies of like the originals passed down and things like that, because I'm pretty sure you cannot buy it. I mean, you could double check Amazon or whatever, but I'm pretty sure that you cannot buy the holiday special.
Carrie, I know you're listening. If we bring it, will you sign it? Just tweet us.
Yes.
Just tweet us. We're on Twitter now.
Sweet.
I meant to say that earlier. Geek Stuff Off the Cuff is actually officially on Twitter now. We have the handle Geek Stuff OT Cuff. So Geek Stuff Off the Cuff, just
Right.
OT. Had to shorten it down a little bit, but Geek Stuff OT Cuff. And then we've got a hashtag as well, which is GSOTC, Geek Stuff Off the Cuff.
Okay.
So you'll see that hashtag making its way around. You'll hopefully be seeing more posts from Geek Stuff Off the Cuff. And then the Amalgam Podcast Network is also on the Twitter at Amalgam Podcast Network, or is it just Amalgam Network?
No,
it's one of those two. Because I think when we were creating it, Amalgam Podcast Network seemed really long.
Right, and you're limited to 15 characters in your name. Is that right?
I don't know.
Because that's how I'm assuming that's why we ended up with Geek Stuff OT Cuff.
Yeah.
Either that or we're pandering to our Irish contingency. Oh, the Geek Stuff OT Cuff. Oh, look at the Irish. Kiss the blarney, Geek Stuff.
Oh my gosh. Well, there is not. This last week has been kind of all over the place for me. Christmas is coming up around the corner. Those of you who celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas.
Yep.
Merry Christmas, Tony.
And to you, happy generic holiday season to you and to everyone out there.
Casual, thank you back.
Yes.
Greetings, back and forth. Hopefully everybody out there is going to have a good Christmas and amazing holidays. From the DJ front, this is the time of year when weddings slow down and we don't have too much going on on that front. A lot of corporate holidays pick up.
Oh, yeah.
Get a lot of those. Go hang out with the boss and the boss's wife and watch everybody drink way too much than what they probably should be drinking. And then in turn, they do not, you get the Star Wars Christmas special is what you
pretty
get.
Much, yes.
You get a lot of contraband of stuff that people are not supposed to be watching ever. So, are you going to any Christmas parties this year?
Personally?
Yeah.
Gosh, not that I can think of between other than our family parties, obviously. Yeah, no, I mean, I've already helped host a few on the professional side.
Yeah.
With a few more yet to come here, but I guess I do have next week. I'll be Emily and I will be going to. She's a current member and I'm an alumni member of IndieProv. Indianapolis's independent comedy troupe, and that party is next week, so we'll be there.
3 of their members are going to be on the show in 2 weeks.
Really?
No.
Okay.
But
fair.
Your eyes were like, wait, what? How did that happen? And me not know that. No, I'd actually really like to have them, so maybe we need to reach out to them and
absolutely
and call them in here and say, listen, fools.
Be funny. Go.
When you did improv, were people like that to you?
Yeah, I mean, there's a certain level of expectation with improv, especially with, now that we've seen a lot of improv type stuff come and go, like the Whose Line Is It Anyway show, and, there's Impractical Jokers on TV right now and things like that, where, people have this expectation where even for shows like that are semi set up, I feel like, with a lot of those shows, people feel the actors know what their descriptions are going to be, what kind of situations they're going to be in, things like that. But there's a certain level of expectation where it's like, if this isn't the funniest thing, like if I'm not laughing my ass off, you have failed. And that's not all what improv is about. Improv is about creating a scene, seeing it to a logical conclusion instead of, letting it, disseminate into fart jokes and, sexual jokes or whatever, things like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Easy humor.
Right.
Easy stuff.
There's I wish, I know IndieProv does some of this, and I know there's other folks out there that do this. There's 2 primary, as I understand it, 2 primary forms of improv. There's what you see on Whose Line and what you see when you go to a live show, the quick little games with the suggestions and things like that. And then there's long form improv comedy, and long form is essentially kind of trying to almost create a show from start to finish. 30 minutes, 60 minutes or more, an hour-long show. When I was in improv, we did the Indie Fringe Festival, which happens every summer here in Indianapolis. Local writers, it's just a week-long celebration of kind of local shows, shorter shows that kind of have their time in the sun during this festival. And IndieProv had done a submission. It was kind of a long form improv show called Welcome to Blanksville, and there was a loose narrative of people getting car breaking down, getting lost in a town, meeting characters, and each scene was a different game kind of built into this long hour-long show. So long-form comedy is very cool because it definitely takes what the goal is, I think, with short stuff, which is to tell the story and be funny and things like that, and expand it into a bigger, much deeper narrative. So yeah, there's a lot of different kind of cool things you can do with improv. But yeah, a lot of people, because they've seen shows and things like that, it's like, okay, make me laugh, monkey.
I paid $4 to get in here.
Exactly.
You better make me laugh, chump. I think a lot of people call it short form, which is that quick comedy that you're talking about. Sure. And I think when people hear the word improv, that's instinctively what they go to. Mm-hmm. They go to that. Whose line is it anyway? And that's not a slam on Whose Line. Oh, no. I think it takes a tremendous amount of skill and talent to do both of them. And there are very few comedians / actors that can do both of them.
Right.
You talk to people like, I don't know, like Wayne Brady or Colin Mockery or whatnot, that just are ridiculously good at the short form, but they're the first people to tell you, I can't do long form.
Right.
That takes too much. I have to just get out what I need to say. Something pops into my head, I just throw it out there. And the vice versa is you talk to long form people and they're like, I can't do short form.
Right.
And I don't know why, but I've seen more aggression from, well, I think I might know why, but I've seen more aggression from long form people getting frustrated that everybody thinks that short form is the only form than short form people saying the vice versa.
Oh, sure.
And I almost want to say that it's because of shows like Whose Line Is It Anyway, where it's not, long form is not the what's in everybody's faces. It's the short form. So when they hear that word improv, they automatically think of quick quips and who can make you laugh the most in one scene or whatnot.
Yep.
It's almost like comic books. You say the word comic books and people just instinctively go to DC or Marvel, Superman, Iron Man, Batman, whatever else. But you go to those people that write for more obscure books that you might not know about, or other companies that you might not know about, and you say comic books, or you see a graphic novel and they're like, well, this is a comic book, and they're like, no, this is, sometimes barely an image per page, and it's just a lot of type and a lot of text and a lot of story that's building on it. Well, that's still a comic book. It's just the way that you're looking at it and what society has placed on your brain and what sinks in on that front.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I'm always intrigued being able to talk to people and find out their thoughts and opinions about how all that goes. So,
sure.
But no, I would love to reach out to IndieProv or any of the other groups that are around here. Why you would have the connection? I don't know why I have to.
Yeah, but I'm pretty lazy, so I'm just gonna sit this one out.
All right, I'll write them and be like, I'll just emulate you. Hey, guys,
Tony. This is Tony. Derp, dap, derp. They're like, oh my God, it is Tony.
It is Tony. He said derp. He typed out derp, dap, derp. It's nobody else. It couldn't be anybody else. Well, if they're listening, which of course they are.
Right.
Do you ever like sit back and just think about who's actually listening to the show right now?
I wonder about it sometimes, but I mean, well, first of all, it's weird because when we're sitting here talking to each other, no one is listening to what we're saying right this second.
You're
but
right.
Then when it gets on the air, anybody could be listening at any time.
In the entire
I could be
world.
asleep all warm in my bed, and there could be some serial murderer listening at 3 a.m. or like my mom, I mean,
Same difference.
Yeah, I mean, either it's pretty interchangeable. Anybody, anywhere, anytime can be listening to what we say and not only be listening, but form their own opinions about it, which is interesting to me too.
Yeah.
Whether people are like, well, you're right about this because, or you do not know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You are wrong, things like that. So
yeah,
I don't know.
That's kind of the double-edged sword of the internet. Is this show is our opinions.
Yeah.
That's solely what this is. This is not a science show where we have facts that can back it up, other than the information that we know and love and go off of. So I however have sat back sometimes when I'm in the bathroom and I just sit there. That's my thinking time.
Of course.
Is when I can really, really, really just dig down deep and think about what type of people are listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
I know that my friend Alan, I did his wedding a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
He said that he has listened at work, and I'm like, it blows my mind that Alan, because I know who Alan is, I know what he looks like.
Yeah.
Could be sitting there just typing along on his on his keyboard and listening to us chit chat about whatever else.
Yeah.
And maybe saying, well, now wait a minute. I don't feel the same way about the Pebble, or I don't feel the same way about that, or whatever else.
Right.
Or if he's sitting there and he's like, man, they're just talking too long about something stupid that doesn't make any sense. Or if he's like, man, I really like what they're talking about today. I hope it's longer than 30 minutes, and then it shuts off. And then if they're like, well, I wish there was more. So
yeah, I feel like I will never feel like I've made it, air quotes, as a podcaster until somebody tweets about me without tweeting at me.
Oh, I see.
That's like have you ever watched Jimmy Kimmel has a great a great skit on his show, Mean Tweets? Yes. Like when you tweet about somebody but not at them, that I feel like is the epitome of like you're there when someone's talking about you, but it's not like talking with you.
Yeah. Now, do you want something negative like on Mean Tweets, or you just want something?
Doesn't matter.
So everybody that's listening, there's your goal. You could put me in there too. I don't care. But you could focus the mean ones on Tony.
Yeah,
and you can focus the good ones on me.
True.
Because I need the moral support. So
you're a very fragile character.
I'm going to break it any moment. So that's what I think everybody should do is when you listen to this podcast, even right now, if you're listening right now and you're on your phone, if you're on Pocket Casts, or if you're on Pocket Catcher or whatever. I use Pocket Cast. That's all I use. So I don't even know what other names there are out there. But if you use any way of pausing this podcast, don't. Just jump over to Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
You can find Tony. His handle is
at Tony Schaab, Schaab.
There
Tony
you go.
Schaab.
Tony Schaab. And leave it or say something about him.
Yeah,
but you don't even need to be. You
don't even have to send it to me. Nope.
We'll just hashtag it.
Yeah.
That's what you should do.
There you go.
Just hashtag it. Don't even connect Tony to it. Just hashtag it. GSOTC. Geek Stuff Off the Cuff. And we'll find it in some form or fashion.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be fun to read them.
I think it'd be great.
I think it'd be a lot of fun to read. But we can't call it mean tweets. We have to call it something else like affirmation tweets if they're positive. Positive reinforcement
love
tweets.
Messages, yes.
A love tweet. A tweet.
Tweet.
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take Jimmy Kimmel out of his job.
Of the week.
There you go. Well, with that, once again, Merry Christmas. Hopefully everybody has big plans for New Year's. I am I think we're just staying home for New Year's. What about you guys?
I'll be at a wedding. I'm hosting a big New Year's shindig downtown.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's so big they have not one but two venues. Like two venues that I've done separate weddings at, like if they were own venues. They're combined together.
Holy cow!
For like a mega wedding. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It should be fun.
Mega wedding.
Bom, bom, bom.
I've got a wedding next New Year's Eve.
Cool.
Just one location, not 14 different spots. Yeah, I know. Everything is now less than what it should be.
Yeah.
So reach out to us on Twitter.
Yeah.
Geek Stuff OT Cuff. Reach out to, you can email us if you have questions, comments, if you just want to leave us a voice memo. Oh, that would be so much fun. If you want to record something and email it to us, we'll figure out a way of throwing it into the show in some form or fashion.
Sure enough.
If there's a topic that you want to bring up, if there's something that you just want to kind of voice your opinions about, send us a voice message, geekstuffoffthecuff@gmail.com, and I'll make sure to incorporate that into an upcoming episode.
Yeah.
Other than that, Tony, enjoy your holidays.
You too.
And we will see everybody later.
Merry Christmas.